Hey, it's Drew Neiser with another Tuesday tip. Dan and Lowden from Human. What is your tip on talking about brand and positioning brand in conversations with your CEO and board of directors?
Yeah, I mean, we just changed our company name to Human, right? And we're trying to get our brand and the company name out there. So we're incorporating it in everything we do. It has to still point back to demand generation, but we have big events that we're starting to attend again, and the brand is front and center. It's telling a great story, and we're getting the message out there, and it works pretty well.
All right, so it sounds like we're hedging this a little bit. We need to build awareness of a brand, but we're going to do it in a context and in a budget that looks like it's also driving business. Okay, Marca Armstrong from Passport. Marca, what is your tip in this conversation that we've been having about brand and budgeting?
So, I mean, I think about brand as a means to growth. So if your market understands your brand, if your employees understand your brand, if your partners understand your brand, at the end of the day, that's going to grow your business. And that's what you're looking for, whether you're talking to somebody, regardless of who your customer is. So just be really precise on what your message is, be consistent about it, and be differentiated.
Okay, so we're talking about, in this case, brand equals awareness across all your constituencies in a way that is consistent and distinctive. Okay, I'm with you. Jon Miller, Demandbase. What is your tip in this world of brand and demand?
I think it's really important that we remember that, brand doesn't necessarily mean just spending money on advertising or sponsorships, or things like that. Brand is how you talk, how you sound. It's the content you create. It's what your customers are saying about you, out in the open marketplace. So those things don't always cost money. Like that's work in terms of kind of getting your team and your people aligned. So don't just think about this as a explicit kind of hard trade-off of budget versus not budget.
Right, because the brand is so integrated in everything that you do. But there is this part of brand which equals awareness and air cover. And so my sort of comeback question for all of you is, in this notion of building air cover, how do we budget that? And I'll go back to you, Jon. When we're talking about building awareness or a new kind of understanding of your brand, how do we budget that?
I mean, honestly, I'll tell you what I do. It may not work for everybody, is I budget to the overall marketing department. And like, I'm very explicit, like I'm not putting line items into the, I'm doing 22 planning. I'm not putting line items in, it's marketing program budget. One budget.
Dan?
Yeah, for me, it's a lot of different things that touch on the brand. From a PR, AR perspective, a lot of it is around the primary content that we publish that puts us and our brand front and center to say, hey, we're the experts in the industry. So we leverage it multiple ways. I don't label it as brand, but it ends up really supporting and giving that air cover.
Okay, where it's just, again, one budget. Marca, anything, final thoughts on this?
Again, brand needs to be pulled through in everything you do. So to echo Jon and Dan, it's not separate from any of your activities as a head of marketing.
All right, there you have it. That's your Tuesday tip. I'm Drew Neiser. If you want to talk, if you're a CMO, B2B CMO, check out CMOHuddles.com.